This week's Switch eShop sale features some real heavy hitters and some indie gems too. Now my name's Alex, this is SwitchCorner, and today I have 10 games for you all covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. I also then have 2 winners to announce later in the video for 2 $10 eShop gift cards, and I also have 2 more to give away. To enter, drop a comment down below and the winners, they'll be announced in next Saturday's video. Now then, if you do want some real budget deals as well, check out my under $10 video from Thursday, some real gems in that one. Now if you do finally enjoy this video as well, subscribe. We are quickly approaching 60,000 subscribers, so each one of you makes a massive difference. Samurai Warriors 5 is here, racking 50% off. Now first with this one, it looks stunning on the Switch, especially if you have an OLED thanks to its vibrancy, but it just has this cel shaded style that really works. Now the concept is almost kind of going back to basics as well here, stripping a lot of what has been added over the years to the series, and instead it's giving you basically a mission and asking you to go and kill hundreds of what are incredibly dumb enemies. Definitely not the smartest game, it is for sure repetitive as well, but it is absolutely satisfying, especially when you just want to kind of turn off that brain. It packs a fair few playable warriors then as well, and it's also got a solid runtime. My review is in the pinned comments. Overlord Escape from Nazarick is an action-adventure game with a minor Metroidvania influence. I did some sponsored coverage on this particular title a long time back, but really enjoyed it, and it spurred me to add the anime of the same name to my backlog. Loved the pixel style it rocked, and once I got my head around the controls, I really enjoyed it overall, especially the grappling hook of sorts and the magic. The thing that did surprise me though, once the preview video was done and I headed back in, was actually on the shorter side than what I was expecting. I'd say right around 5 hours. Also again, I have no knowledge of the anime, but it seems this is not a fan favourite character from all of the comments I was getting back on that video. Then it's matching the low price here, 50% off, and I've linked that video below. Life is Strange True Colors is a great option for fans of narrative-driven adventures. It's currently 70% off and matching the low price. Now this port impresses with its quality both in looks and how well it runs on the system. Now a quick note on the series, while the Life is Strange Arcadia collection was released afterward, it unfortunately didn't match the quality of True Colors, so do keep that in mind if you enjoy this one and think to yourself, maybe I'll jump in further. I would perhaps avoid that bundle. Now in this game you play as Alex Chen, a character endowed with a supernatural ability to sense and manipulate the emotions of those around her. Basically what happens here is you come home because following the mysterious death of her brother, you're coming back to basically unravel the truth behind the circumstance. If story-centric games aren't your thing, then this might not be the game for you. Definitely the narrative is really where the game shines, but yeah, I do think it is well worth a look. A shout out to Red Deer Games for sponsoring today's video with their latest release, Golfinite. Now here, get ready to tee off on a golfing adventure. Practice, compete and conquer to become the champion of golf. Dive into real golf mechanics where every swing counts, from choosing the right club to battling winds and tricky terrain. Every shot will prove to be a challenge. Now along the way, explore diverse locations like pristine pines, dusty dunes, Grand Grove and serene sky. But of course, along the way, be aware of obstacles like scorpions and winds that will stand between you and that championship. Now the big goal here, win tournaments, climb the leaderboard and dominate the greens. Then eventually upgrade your gear with coins earned on this journey. So think there, unlocking cutting edge golf tech, and there's even skills to unlock, so basically you can customize around your style. So yeah, are you ready to be a golf pro? If so, head to the eShop now to check it out. Thanks once again to Red Deer Games for supporting the channel, and you can find a link to the game in the pinned comments, and you can check out that launch discount. As always, they're looking after us. Project Downfall is a recent release, and I just wanted to highlight it quickly as it's 30% off a new low price. Now I did do a sponsored video on this one transparently thanks to Red Deer Games, but this is not sponsored today and I really enjoyed it. Basically think a first person variation of Hotline Miami with a few visual nods to John Wick. Overall though, expect fast-paced gunplay, downtime in between missions to explore the unique world, and then the story, it's a real strange one. It leaves I guess a lot open to interpretation, but it seems the government and organisations are feeding the general public drugs to keep them in line, and you're basically going on this rogue mission to take nearly all of the criminals down. Necrobarista Final Pour is a game we don't see on sale all of that often, and right now it's got a new low price of 50% off. This one is definitely not going to be for everyone, but I reviewed it here on the channel, so before you do part with that cash, maybe check out that video. Essentially though, it's a visual novel about a bar which is the last stop between life and death. Here we get to meet a unique cast that are passing through, those that work at this location, then we also get to understand the day-to-day operations. Of course, along the way then we also uncover more than a few secrets. The narrative then is also punctuated with some minor first-person exploration. It is a very tiny bit of the gameplay, but I will add here, sadly, these moments are let down by frame rate issues. Even with those issues, however, I enjoyed it and I do think it is often overlooked. Theatrhythm Final Bar Line gets a new low price of 50% off. Now, if you're a fan of rhythm games, this is a must-play title that draws from the incredible Final Fantasy music library, creating one of the best compilations of video game music available. Additionally, you can expand your options with DLC from other Square Enix titles. That's a really nice touch, but of course, it does come with a cost. Then there are 104 customizable characters, a story mode for each entry in the series, and also equipment to set up. This element definitely reminiscent of its RPG roots. Really good fun as well, and overall it's just an incredibly unique spin on the series. My favourite part overall, it has to be then the special stages. These feature music videos comprised of the cutscenes from their respective titles. Now this one here today, this is the cheapest version of the game. There's versions up to $100 on sale, which adds substantially more music as well. Blasphemous 2 is here with 33% off and matching the low price, and I'm going to be dropping my review in the pinned comments, but this is the follow-up to the incredibly popular Metroidvania, and they basically dial things to 11. I think the platforming here is tighter than ever, the combat is definitely heavier, and the selection of weapons and tools you get to unlock really adds a nice amount of variety to the experience. Now once again then we return as the penitent one, and this time the story picks up following the free DLC for the original game, and it's centered around the birth of a miracle child. My only complaint is this entry maintains a stunning pixel art style for the gameplay, but it uses anime cutscenes instead, and they're not quite as special as the original. That style shift, it can basically be a little bit jarring, but yeah, they are still impressive. That guy Christo is our first winner of the week. He highlighted Matto and Master Detective. Congrats on the win. Drop me an email for the code, and everyone else, there is a second winner coming up here shortly in the video. Infinity Strash Dragon Quest The Adventure of Dai will no doubt be a controversial pick, as many hated the game on release, especially when it came to critics, but I really enjoyed it. Now I did a performance review here on SwitchCorner, and then a video review and written review over on XPCorner, which I will link down below. Now why do I think it got so much hate? I think people were expecting more from the experience, maybe an RPG or just more mechanics. What it actually is truly is just an arena brawler with characters that you can switch on the fly, and some, I guess, light RPG mechanics that do level up your team. I had fun with it though, and it features a simplistic roguelike mode too. Now I know it's not for everyone, but if you did end up playing it, maybe drop your opinion in the comments down below. Then it's 33% off, matching the low price. Tactics Ogre Reborn is now 50% off and matching the low price, and this tactical RPG is based on the 2010 release, but with updated graphics, sound and gameplay mechanics, such as the removal of randomized battles on the world map. Now the game features a great story with everything from missions for vengeance to civil war, and the combat, it takes place on these multi-leveled battlefields, providing a learning curve but definitely a deep experience at the same time. Now my preview video is in the pinned comment down below, definitely worth a watch. I think it's easy to see I was really enjoying the game, and that remained the case for the full experience. Our second winner then is Earl, and I really appreciate the comment. I always try to point out if I haven't played a game or maybe I haven't finished it. I think it goes a long way just to, gaining everyone's trust out there. Congratulations on the win though. Drop me an email for the code, and everyone else, drop a comment down below for your chance in next Saturday's video. Dragon Quest Monsters The Dark Prince then is a relatively new release, and transparently I'm still chipping away at it, but I am loving the experience. It is so much more fun than I expected, and very different to what I expected when I think about the series now. Just great to see a return of the style though, and it's all about building up that monster army. The story is also more entertaining than I expected, and yeah, the world is really well done, and I'm loving the soundtrack too. Now I will warn here, once again, I've not beaten this experience. I've sunk a good 20 or so so hours in already. It is still going strong, and I'd say this, I've easily got my money's worth. So will you be adding anything to the library this week? Let us know in the comments. With that, a shout out to the patrons and the channel members who are going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe, join us here for reviews, deals, news and lists daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.